Howdy folks, I'm Brian,
I'm Amber.
and here's a Saturday morning special. Our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Not Helping a Guy Asking for Jumper Cables at Midnight? And this is from Knock Jumper Cables, so thanks so much for letting us use this letter, I appreciate it. Throwaway for privacy. So I'm a woman in my early 20s, and I just moved into a different country about a month ago, and I'm still settling in. Last night I was up until midnight, but I was about to go to sleep on my phone, but the whole house was dark, no lights. Then somebody knocked on my door for several seconds. My front door is old and has glass, so it makes loud noises when people knock on it, and startled me. I waited a moment debating what to do, and then he knocked again. I didn't want him to think that nobody was home and then decide to break in, so I got up and I went to the front door. The glass in my front door is kind of molted, so there's a little bit of a streetlight near it, and I could see a man in a hoodie standing there. I asked him how I could help him, and he asked if I had any jumper cables. I said, sorry, no I don't, and he said, are you sure? Like, that's a question somebody might not know the answer to. Are you sure you don't have jumper cables? Because I'm pretty sure I know whether or not I have a possession or not. Oh, I just magic jumper cables out of my hat. I said I don't even have a car, because I don't have a car. He became relatively insistent and asked if anyone else in the house might have jumper cables. At this point, I panicked because I didn't really want to say that I was home and alone, or that I live alone, so I said, no one here has jumper cables. Eventually, he either believed me or he gave up and said, okay, God bless, and walked away. Truthfully, I don't have jumper cables, but even if I did have them, I still wouldn't have given them to him. I definitely wouldn't have felt comfortable opening my door at all. I feel a bit bad if his car battery is dead and he's just trying to get home or something, and I didn't help him at all, but I feel like he could have called somebody or gone to a house where it looked like people were awake and inside. I live in a residential area and there are other houses around. I feel like I was just protecting my safety, but should I have done more to help him? Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk.
OP, I don't think that what you did here was at all unreasonable, and I think that this was a matter of safety on your part, and I really do. I think that even if you had jumper cables, you would be under no obligation at midnight to help a stranger who's knocking on your door. I think that this was a creepy situation. You took the right reaction here. You followed your gut and said, I don't want to let this person in, because there could have been a far worse consequence, right? And so I don't think that what you did here was at all unreasonable. Who goes around knocking on doors at midnight when the lights are clearly out, right? I think OP makes a really good point that there were probably other houses around. So it wasn't like they were out stranded in the middle of the countryside and this was the only farmhouse within, 10 miles or something like that. Yeah, I mean, in that case, maybe there would have been a case to be made about knocking on someone's door. And I mean, that's a little bit more of a reasonable situation. But knocking on someone's door in the middle of the night in a residential area when you're not that far away from any population centers, it doesn't sound like he was at risk of any kind of harm here. So I don't know why he went around knocking on this person's door, other than that he was scouting out for figuring out whether or not he could rob a place. Because that's really what this kind of feels like. It's kind of sketch. It really is. So let me know what you folks think. Anyhow, take care and good luck. Not the jerk. We gotta be safe out there. Can't predict people's actions. Better at taking no risks. Not the jerk. He needed jumper cables. You didn't have jumper cables. He didn't ask for more. End of story. That, and you never know what someone's thinking. All the houses on the street, you walk up to the one with no lights on. Not the jerk. You did the right thing not to second guess yourself. Just from reading this, it definitely looked like he was trying to see if you were alone and left when you said you weren't. And even if it was an innocent, you were still just being paranoid. It's better to be safe than sorry. This wasn't anything that you could have done for him at that point in time that he couldn't have done for himself. You didn't have jumper cables. He would have figured out where to go and call eventually. It's not your responsibility. Best case scenario, you saved your own life. Worst case scenario, you potentially inconvenienced a stranger for a few moments. I don't even think that she inconvenienced him. She didn't have any jumper cables. And our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Seeing My Roommate's Drama as Entertainment? So thanks so much to Yes, It's a Burner account for letting us use this letter. I enjoyed it a lot. When I talked to them about this letter, I was like, I feel this letter on a spiritual level, so I totally get where they're coming from here. I just moved into a new place with roommates. She often argues with her on-again, off-again boyfriend about anything and everything. They cheat on each other physically and emotionally and always have something to yell at each other about. If they're arguing, I'll stop what I'm doing to listen in. It's a bit funny to hear them go back and forth and then be around each other and say I love yous like nothing happened. It's so toxic, and I enjoy watching it all go down. Part of me feels bad because it's a toxic relationship and it's terrible to be in. And I've told her that she needs to leave and deserves better. However, if she makes the decision to stay and has her arguments loudly on speakerphone in the next room over, who am I to not listen in and enjoy the show? Am I the jerk for feeling this way? OP has a guilty pleasure. What do you folks think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk.
If you see someone pulled over on the side of the road, you're gonna turn your head, rubbernecking and watching the whole incident go down. And I think we're just kind of curious. That's how I feel like when I watch these or read these videos here, is that there's all these stories and it's just like watching some of these train wrecks go down. So I mean, it's like I can't personally judge you because I think that this is I would be guilty as charged of the same crime. So I don't think you're a jerk, but I'm pretty biased here. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Not the jerk, and as long as you're keeping to yourself, you've already seemingly tried to warn her. There's not much more you can do. Just sit back and enjoy, I guess, and don't be a gossip. And OP says, thank you. I've got my popcorn ready, I suppose. No one to gossip to. Just, it's no one's business, not even my own. I just happen to have an ear close to all the drama. I mean, people watch television shows about drama all the time, right? Like, OP seems pretty harmless in their pursuit of this drama. Agreed. As long as you're not inserting yourself where you don't belong, this isn't impacting anyone, though maybe try to think about why something like this is entertaining to you. Deep reflection here. Reflect on why this is entertaining. I don't know. I think it's human nature. I think there are just some people who are drawn to drama like this.
Well, I mean, isn't that why reality TV thrives?
Yeah, I mean, reality TV. It's just like, that's how I kind of view this. Like, OP, you've got reality TV on demand. And you just want to know, like, what will happen next? Like, what will be the next escalation here? Like, and then to see them like all lovey-dovey and everything, like everything's just fine. It just is interesting to watch, right? All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining me in the Saturday morning special. I've got some coffee here. Hopefully you've got a beverage as well. Amber's got some water. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, consider giving it a like. And if you didn't, consider giving it a dislike. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.